Hi, it's me, Maris, and I'm back again for another video. Well, and this one is a little bit different than what I normally do. And so today's video, this is interesting. You'll like this. The topic of this video is 5 pieces of peace that I would share with my younger self. So it's that concept of if I could go back in time and give some advice to my younger self, what would I tell my younger self about life today? Kind of interesting thought, because I was thinking about this for a little bit when I kind of was on Twitter and I saw somebody post something about advice that you would give to your younger self. And so I said, what would I give in advice to my younger self? So if I could transform and go back in the time of my youth, and let's just go back into my late teens and early 20s, what would I tell that shagadelically, well, I don't know about shagadelically, right? What would I tell myself as a piece of beautiful advice, the wisdom of who I am today to the who I was then back in my late teens and early 20s? And my first and foremost piece of advice, and as much as this pains me to say this and agree, but my first piece of advice I would give to Maris, age 18 to 23, would be, drum roll, listen to your mother. Listen to your mother. I used to think that my mother had no clue of who I was and where I was going in life, and she'd never experienced those things that I experienced. And then I found out she had experienced those too. Different genre of time, different location, etc. I get it, but don't think that our mothers or our fathers didn't experience heartbreak, that they didn't experience betrayal, that they didn't experience abandonment. I got a whole bunch of little things that I could think of in my head. But yeah, listen to your mother. Your mother really does know, and she has experienced those things, as much as it pained me to agree. And so I'm sharing this with my 3 children, who are all adult age, and I'm sure that they're probably coming back and going, the first piece of advice I would give myself is listen to your mother. She's a nutcase, but listen to your mother. The second piece of advice that I would give to my younger self is know basic banking and accounting skills. Nothing worse than not knowing how to balance your checkbook or count back change. And I think that we can't really depend on a calculator all the time, but a little good mental math and knowing how to balance something is really important. And that's just something that's not really stressed anymore, because, we really don't learn how to write a check in class anymore in high school or junior high. And I actually kind of giggled. One of my nieces used to work with me. She didn't know how to fill out an envelope. And I'm not trying to diss her on any mean, but, being aware of how to do things is really important. So that second piece of advice, know basic banking and accounting skills. Number 3, on a very important piece of advice I would give to my younger self, and pardon my French on this one, but 401ks and 403bs are not bullshit. Get yourself investing your money, your hard-earned money, so that in your later years, your 50s, 60s, and 70s, you've got a good little cash buildup, just in case something might occur. Very, very important to do that. So 401k and 403bs are not bullshit. I think Susie Orman will be really proud of me on that one. Number four, and this is actually sometimes my number 1, but the number 4 piece of peace that I would share with my younger self: never date an ex-lover. Ever. there's a reason that that person is your ex. Never date an ex-lover. There is a reason they are your ex. Plain and simple. If we want to discuss that more, and I'm not being sarcastic, I'm being true from my heart. If you want to talk about dating ex-lovers, give me a call and let's talk about it, because it's not a good choice. There is a reason that person is your ex, or that you are their ex. And in that, you need to ensure that all of those wounds from that past relationship, etc., have been healed. And you can work on your own healing, but how are you going to guarantee that other person is working on their healing? So number 4, piece of peace to share with younger self. Never date an ex-lover. There's a reason they're an ex. Okay. And then the number 5 piece of peace that I would share with my younger self, and you're going to giggle. Wear a glove when you love. Wear a glove when you love. See, one of the things that we don't think about, energetically speaking, is that when we have an unprotected sex with another person, that we're also engaging and connecting in with their energetic fingerprints, or that energetic fingerprint. And often, especially when we're in that younger stage, we go a little wild and crazy. And, and I will speak for myself on this, and maybe a couple of my friends, but we fell in love so many times, and we were so willing to open up our energetic space to these people that we were in love with, that we forget that our energy connects in with their energy, and it creates this little bond. And so then you have this energetic cord to a lot of random people. But when you choose to wear a glove when you love, whether it's a cervical condom or he's wearing a condom, what happens is that you create a little protective barrier, not only against STDs and maybe pregnancy, but energetically, you're creating a little barrier so that maybe there's not such an intense connection energetically that you will have to work on later. Been there, done that. So my 5 pieces of peace that I would share, let's recap those. Number 1, listen to your mother or father. No basic bank. Number 2, no basic banking and accounting management. Number 3, 401k and 403bs are not bullshit. Number 4, never date an ex-lover ever. And number 5, wear a glove when you love. So those are my 5 pieces of peace that I would share with my younger self. I hope you found them a little interesting, maybe a little funny, but gives you a little bit of food for thought. What would you tell your younger self? Again, food for thought. Have a great